Austria. We're here for EWRL Season 4 Austrian Grand Prix, round number 9 of 21 in our championship here on Formula 1 2019, our second F1 2019 championship. These drivers ready to take to the track here qualifying. We have an 18-minute session. 3 new guys into the series, and a few rookies still trying to make their name in the point standings. So the track is open for business. So drivers on outlaps, we have Steven, Ben, Pappy, Colton, Foursquare, and TK. TK, one of the new drivers to the series. Making his first start here in for motorsports. We'll get everything set up.
Go ahead, Pappy.
So right on board the Mercedes of Colton. Up the gears we go. Let's see. There's a Williams goes around. That would be in sector 2. Trying to get up. And on his way. That's one of our other new drivers to the series. We have Aiden joining us. He's in for Malenko today. And how about the other Taylor joining us? We have Taylor in the McLaren. He's in for Brian. So coming to the start finish line is Colton, way wide on corner exit. We'll see if that lap time even counts. And it goes a 105.878. Ben easily tops that at 105.640 on mediums. Oh, jeez. Pappy goes at 106.0, third quickest on the softs. Steven, a 106.4 on the mediums. How about Foursquare second quickest at 105.7? TK goes third quickest at 105.7 as well, off by 9 1,000ths of 9 1,000ths of a second off of Foursquare.
I had such a bad last sector, man. That was terrible.
Steven goes sixth quickest, 106.3. David on the mediums in that Ferrari. Ben, Steven, David have set their times on mediums. Only Ben has out-qualified any other driver on those mediums. So maybe other drivers should reconsider their tire choices before qualifying ends up here. Looks like we have Dan going 5th quickest, a 105.8 on the softs. Taylor in the McLaren, a 105.9. Caden in the Renault, 106.0. Topping the racing point of Pappy. So 10 drivers to take time thus far. Still waiting on Hector and Robert to come and set times on the chart. So here comes Hector into the final 2 corners, making sure not to track extend too much. You want to keep your lap time valid. Through the final corner, up the gears to the start finish straight. Here comes Hector in the Alfa Romeo, top of the chart, a 105.078. Here comes the glitched sound of the other Renault. Robert to the start finish line, 12th quickest, a 108.8. Needs to get into the swing of things once again. On board many things. Can you go any wider in that Red Bull? He has definitely aborted that lap time. My goodness, he was going off to Narnia. How about Caden, 5th quickest once again?
Yeah.
Did I impede your lap, or were you on an out lap?
No, I was on an actual timed lap.
Oh.
You didn't impede.
On board with Ryan in the Haas.
That was my out lap, but I thought you were talking about right now.
It's like when we went through turn 4.
I haven't played this track in over a week now, so like.
I would think if you're trying to root for a driver, you could spell his name correctly, Venti. But other than that, yep, Venti says go Steven and Colton, misspelling Colton.
Not surprised.
when he's
Where's
not
Emerson?
here.
He's AFK.
What? Who's AFK?
There is a clusterfuck going on through the middle sector.
Let's see Ryan. He assumes he's the faster of the two hash drivers. Let's see how it is in qualifying. Last week was not the case. Through the final two corners. Trying to keep it on the track to keep that lap time validated. And up the gears we go to the start finish line. He goes 4th quickest. A nice lap, a 105.5 for the Haas. Let's see, Many thinks is going to go once again. We're still waiting on Pillars. Pillars in the final two corners. Pillars sat second in the point standings. About 15 points back, looking to make some indents into Hector's point lead. He goes 6th quickest. Kind of underwhelming from that Ferrari. A 105.7. Let's see if he can make it up. Here comes Aiden. One of our new drivers of the series, again in that Williams. To the start-finish line. His first time lap is going to be a 109.0. He goes 15th quickest out of, well, 16, but I assume Many things this 144 was not an actual lap time. I hope. we did see him abort his lap time. We know it wasn't an actual one. How about Octane in the Haas? Into the final two corners. And to the start-finish line, Octane goes 9th quickest, a 105.8. But wow, look at how close the times are from... My goodness. The top 11 within 0.8 of a second of each other. The top 12 within 0.8 of a second of each other.
I killed my lap. I had a purple sector too.
Many things goes 9th quickest. How about Taylor in the McLaren going 2nd quickest, a 105.2. And the other Taylor sat 3rd quickest, a 105.5. What a shakeup.
Sorry, McLaren. I was on a fast lap there trying to finish that.
He's not in the party, but yep. Oh,
I
I'm
didn't know.
scared to go out on track.
they've red
He
flagged
was
the
slow in the last turn.
Coca-Cola 600 for
Yeah, it
rain.
started raining.
Well, that sucks, but you know, at least we'll be able to
irony
see
is-
some of it.
The irony is right before that red flag, I said and they said there's supposed to be 80% chance of rain.
Yeah, why'd you say anything?
I know I should.
Debbie
shut
Downer.
up. But I jinxed it. I'm sorry. I'll leave now.
So Hector, Taylor, Steven going 3rd quickest. How about that? Followed by TK, Ryan, Ben, Pillars, Foursquare, Caden, Many Things, Octane, Big Boy, Dan. Wow, I mean the top 13 within 0.9 of a second. It is absolutely wild up there. And then we have Pappy, David in the 106s, and then it is Robert and Aiden rounding out the 17 drivers. This is, I think, our first time we've had an odd-numbered amount of drivers enter a race this season. We've only had 20, 18, or 16 car grids, so 17 cars. First odd number of the season. We did add 3 new people, so I guess if we didn't, we'd be sitting at a 14 car grid.
I could have gone faster.
And Hector, a 104.429. Get this man checked out. He is blazing, and Ben, a 104.8. How about Colton? A very nice showing early here. I know there's 8 minutes left of qualifying, but 4th on the chart. We haven't seen Colton up there too much, and it's good to see him get up there now here, 9 races in. Finally coming around to the front of the grid, possibly. We'll see what happens here. Dan goes 4th quickest, a 105.4. Yeah, Pillars has to put in some work. Right now, sat 9th on the grid. This is not going to help him in points. Now that the front of the grid has become ever more competitive, people got to step it up if they want to remain competitive in points.
qualified 9th at Canada and won the race.
Yeah, there's also 4 safety cars in a row. That's, I mean, that can happen.
That did not help me. It didn't. It definitely cost me a spot that I made up for after.
Well,
because
here comes
many
Pillars
things
to the
drove
start
into me.
finish line. Pillars will go second quickest on 104.761. Many things has
good
improved
news.
to a 105.8.
The stream looks good.
Sweet deal. Love to hear it. Yeah, last week the stream kind of took a dump. I'm glad it's looking better this week. Oh yeah, it looks really nice. Sweet deal. When you put the quality all the way up, it actually belongs there. Many things on a hard lap here, many things not having the greatest season. Not having the season he thinks he's capable of, so trying to improve upon that. Into the final 2 corners, many things goes. He will go a 5th quickest, a 105.306. How competitive this grid has gotten in the span of a couple weeks. It is wild. People stepping up the game, plus the addition of new drivers. As thankfully the situation around the world starts to clear up a little bit in terms of the COVID-19 situation. Unfortunately, that has caused some of our drivers to have to leave as they have responsibilities to take care of that they couldn't take care of during the pandemic. And it's a good sign that, you know, that they're able to get back to what they're supposed to do. But that has in turn changed the driver lineup a little bit. Nonetheless, 4 minutes remaining and some change here qualifying. And there is 15 drivers within a second and a half of each other. This midfield battle is going to be epic. As Ben goes second quickest, a 104.6. I don't even know who's on the timed lap. Looks like David's on a lap. Steven has retired from the session. I think he just...
I just
yeah.
pulled out.
Okay. Here comes Ryan. Either that was a terrible timed lap or a warm-up lap. It looks like Ryan will get at it now.
One more lap. One more.
And Ryan all over the curbing and checks up coming to the start finish line. That was a little weird. I have to...
That was a very ugly lap, so I just gave up on it.
Why did you just cross the line, though?
It was ugly.
Octane gonna
Both
come on
lights
out
are
and get
ugly.
one more go at it. So top of the chart right now, we have Hector over Ben. Pillars, David, TK, Taylor, many things. Steven, Dan, Colton, your top 10.
I don't want this lap. I'm gonna trash it.
chat?
He's 7th.
I am. You mean the chat? This
Oh,
party?
chat.
Or like
Yeah,
the messenger
please.
chat?
No, I was talking about the party.
Oh, yeah.
You want to battle it out again?
Did we qualify next to each other? Oh my.
Yes.
Here comes Caden.
Okay.
Let's see what Caden can do.
We're probably gonna get
Looked
pushed down by
promising
people.
to get some
I really
points at
expect it.
Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it
Oh,
last week in
man.
Brazil. So here in Austria at the Red
Is
Bull
Emerson
Ring.
here?
Hmm?
Is Emerson here? Do you hear him
Yeah.
talking?
Do you not hear him talking?
Oh, he probably muted me.
I did not. He should leave and rejoin the party. But
Emerson says you should try to leave and rejoin the party, see if that fixes it.
Oh,
Didn't
like,
mute you.
okay, so he can't hear me.
I can hear him, he can't hear me.
Alright.
Nope.
But Caden goes 6th quickest. Now that's more like it. Trying to see him get some points here, and that's definitely going to help out. A 105.2.
Come on, let's go. I want to run one more.
I'm watching you many things. No pressure.
So with 30 seconds remaining in the session, what's in store? Octane through sector 3 now, trying to improve on his time. Octane goes 13th quickest, and he'll be right behind his teammate. That is perfect. Oh, and there's a Williams off track. Pillars is on a timed lap, but that's the fight through 2 Williams on the track. Oh my. Pillars right now sat 3rd quickest. And to the start-finish line comes that Ferrari. He will improve, but not a spot. And that is going to do it. Oh, sorry, I probably should have said, but please try to cross the start-finish line instead of pulling into the pit lane at the end of qualifying, just so we don't have to wait any longer. But that's alright. Anyway, yep. Everybody's all done here in qualifying, just waiting on the Williams to get pulled into his garage stall now. So we'll be here another minute. But other than that, Hector top of the chart. What else is new? Followed by Ben, Pillars, David, TK, Caden, Taylor, many things, Colton, Steven, your top 10.
My lawyer said, do I have ADD? Allegedly.
So there's your results, or your qualifying results on your screen right now. Quick look at the bottom. Again, top 15 within 1.5 seconds of each other. The top 11 within 1 second of each other. It is competitive. How about the gap between 6th and 7th place?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Looking wild. No heroics into turn 1, please.
No heroics in the send bot,
Into
please.
Santa Vault.
They're all checked, Jeff.
But yeah, let's try to have a clean one, gentlemen. 17 driver field here for, what is this, a 35, 36 lapper. That should be a fun one.
I didn't even look at the damn weather forecast.
Looks pretty clear to
It's
me.
gonna be wet. Oh, thank God we're not wet.
That's
Well, some of us prefer it the
TMI.
other way.
some of
Good luck,
you.
guys.
I mean, if you want to be dry. Yep.
I wish you the best of luck.
But we have 3 drivers making their first start in the series, 1 driver making his second, and quite a competitive grid. So here we go, as the driver is getting ready to go on their 36 lap event. Yes, I predicted it perfectly. They have to go on the all-important formation lap. But before we do that, we're going to get through as we do that, we're going to get on our starting lineup. Let's get on it. Starting lineup for the EWRL Season 4 F1 Austrian Grand Prix. Row number 1 will have Hector, our point leader in the Alfa Romeo. He'll start alongside Ben Parker, defending series champion in the Mercedes. Row 2, a couple of Ferraris will have Pillars, our second place driver in the point standing, starting alongside his teammate David in P4. Row number 3 will have a couple of rookies with us. Making his first start of the season, we have TK in the Williams in for Mal, and how about Caden in Vereno, making his second start of the season. Row 4, we'll have another rookie with us, Taylor, making McLaren making his first start of the season. Starts alongside many things in that Red Bull. Row number 5, we'll have Colton in the Mercedes, and starting alongside of him, we'll have Steven in the Toro Rosso. How about row 6, we'll have Dan in the Alfa Romeo, and alongside of him, we'll have Ryan in the Haas. How about row 8, row 7 there, Octane in the Haas, and we'll have Foursquare in the Red Bull. Row number 8, we'll have Pappy in the Racing Point, Robert in Vereno, and rounding out row number 9, we'll have Aiden in the Williams. And that's going to do it here for our starting lineup as the drivers have gridded up and we are ready to go. The final drivers get into their final grid boxes. It is time to bring the action as we wait on the lights. We've got 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. How about Ben getting a good start, but Hector clear of them all as they head up the hill into turn number 1. Up the inside, watch the Haas. What kind of heart attack did I have there? Watch the Haas up the inside. They both get it sorted out back there as we're double wide up the hill to turn number 2. Look at that grid. Try to work their way into the hairpin up the hill. Everybody trying to give each other room. Looks like everybody will single it out on the way through the hairpin. Double wide further in the grid. How about 6th place? Many things working on the McLaren of Taylor. David falling back a spot to TK. They make a little bit of contact in turn 3, but we stay straight up there. Car in the grass. That is the McLaren of Taylor. Caden's falling all the way back 3 spots from where he started in 9th position. Now gains a good run on the Mercedes of Colton. So as everybody singles it out and gets ready to just kind of get in it for the long haul here, a 36 lap event here at the Red Bull Ring. As Ryan working over a 2-time series champ Dan. How about Hector going to 110.030?
By the way, that's Octane.
That is Octane. Octane working over Dan and looking at the inside, a lunge, maybe trying to keep that car under control. The Haas driver is duking it out. This is outside of the points for both of them.
That's super rude.
Look at Octane. He's right behind Dan. He has nowhere to go, but he's right on these gearboxes of Caden and Dan. As around goes somebody. That's a Williams going around. No, that's Ben. That's a Mercedes that's gone around. Sat 3rd in the points. That is not what he needed. And now he's going to be working on this, or he's just trying to get back into this thing.
Oh no!
Oh, and Caden has retired from the session!
What just happened?
A big accident!
VSC.
And the VSC deployed! Coming through the S's in Sector 3, caught out a few drivers. And here comes Ben and Steven. I'm sure Ryan is coming in as well. What in the world happened?
Everyone just spun the hell out right in front of me. 3 people at once.
So much for
I had
getting
nowhere
DRS.
to go. He just freaking slid right in front of me.
We're working the VSC here. 3 drivers coming through pit lane, and the VSC has been retracted now. DRS is enabled. Steven, Ben coming off the pit lane. Ryan getting up to speed, trying to work his way out of pit exit. So that's gonna leave us at 16 drivers. Hector a 1.4 second advantage already over Pillars. And they have dusted David and the rest of the pack. So Pillars, his main goal is to try to get within 1 second of Hector, as it usually is, to try to get that DRS. We'll see what happens here at lap 4.
Let you pass, alright? Go.
As there's a caution, turn 1. Big Boy and Taylor got together. Mercedes and the McLaren got together. They're going to fall down the running order.
My bad.
He's I think the one driver who didn't make it into the party. But oh, 3 wide, a little bit of contact to McLaren, sends it up on the racing point. Foursquare to give some space, and they file themselves back in the line. And look at this pack of cars we've got here. From 8th on back, everybody queued up. We have Pappy, Taylor, Foursquare, Robert, Colton, Aiden, and well, that's the entire group right here. This mid-pad battle is insane. Oh, more contact. The many things that TK've gone around. Oh, TK's gone around. Was there contact? Oh, I just realized.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, dude. I
was Foursquare's gone around. Oh, and the McLaren, the Taylor's off in the grass. A lot of incidents here. These tight braking zones, or these tight corners with heavy braking zones, catching out a lot of drivers. They present great passing opportunities when the time is there, but these drivers, they're just getting the short end of the stick in all these opportunities to overtake. So this is definitely where the drivers who just bide their time are definitely going to prevail here. I'm kind of shocked that Foursquare was actually on the aggressive on that last one. That one shocks me, but he'll be working his way up to the McLaren Taylor now in 12th.
Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm good. I'm in 5th on mediums.
Oh, and a 5-second. Right there, there's something going on, but there's a 5-second time penalty for Taylor. It's speeding into the pit lane.
My bad, Octane, if I cut you off.
No, you're good.
I didn't know you were going there.
Yes.
When was the last time me and Many Things were in the top 4 at the same time?
Last season, but
It's been a while.
Here comes Octane on Dan for P5. Oh, and Octane slides! Keeps the car under control.
This is...
Yeah, somebody's gotta...
Yeah, someone turn your mic off.
Whoever's watching the video or whatever, turn it off. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I thought it was just gonna be
What?
happening quickly. But anyway, so 5th place
Okay.
Octane has gone up on Dan.
What do you mean he's figuring out, like...
How about the Williams running 10th and 11th, TK and 8. Obviously, TK was running a little bit higher up in the grid.
Ordering, or...
Octane and Dan continue to duke it out. Yeah, this is a nice run for Many Things. I bet Many Things is very content right now in P4.
I think, I don't know. Maybe like or something.
We're right on board with Octane to see if he can work his way around Dan. We'll see if he goes up the inside into this corner. Remember, last time he slid.
Hate that.
Shit, sorry.
Getting tight here. Pappy on Robert. He has TK and Colton in this pack along with Aiden. Look at his little group of cars. I think this is Robert coming to pit lane. No, he's just taking the inside lane. Well, that is 2 races that Caden has made in a row where he has had a great run inside the points, and he has not been able to secure the deal. Last time it was at Coda, he just had an incident late. Oh, the McLaren has gone around by himself. I think he just slid. That sucks for Caden. As I saw Buck commented, "Go Caden," and I don't know when that was in relative to Caden's DNF, but oh. Here comes the 7th place battle. Robert on Pappy once again. Robert trying to clear the racing point. Racing point has the inside line to turn number 5. I'm sorry, that's 4.
Me? No. Yeah, I qualified 11th, so I picked the mediums. Qualified 1 spot out of the top 10. Okay, we'll put on mediums.
Robert trying to see if he can get a better arc than Pappy. This is a very interesting battle that's going on here behind between the Racing Point Renault and Williams. Here comes the Renault to the left side.
God damn it.
Oh, and I think that's a Haas that's gone around.
I don't know what the fuck just happened.
And this McLaren to Taylor, he's got a great run on Ryan. This is the battle for last, not much of a battle. Back up front, Hector, a 2.7 second advantage over the Ferrari of Pillars. David sitting quietly on the podium in 3rd. Many things trying to close that gap, maybe get 3rd.
I believe in you, Many Things.
I don't.
I don't either.
Wow. He is not getting the love.
Sorry. I'm trying to catch you.
That's a fair.
I'm sorry, I have to hold off Many Things if he catches me, so.
Oh, right. You're following the checkered pattern. If you look at the table of David's points, he has a DNF followed by a good points. Was it DNF, good points finish, DNF, no show, DNF, good points finish. He DNF last week, so this is another good points finish, and then he'll DNF next week. David is literally gonna go a checkered pattern across for the season. I wonder if David knew that.
Can you please not say that again? Because as soon as you did, the rear end went around.
No, next week he'll DNF. This week he should have got a good points finish if you're following the pattern.
The pattern's just gonna break itself.
On a 3-second time penalty for Robert for multiple warnings.
Ben. Sal is Ben, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, are we catching the midfield?
If you're staying with him, you probably are.
So back up front, Hector's advantage is now brought up to 3.1 second, 3.2 in gaining. David now 12 seconds back as many things as 18, so that gap is closing. It was 7 seconds the disadvantage many things had to David, now it is 6. Robert on Colton. Robert up to 9th. And again, this midfield battle is insane. Foursquare outside the points is more insane to me. And the fact that it's self-inflicted is the weirdest thing to me.
What about Ben?
I've seen Ben make mistakes.
I've seen Foursquare go 39 laps on a set of tires.
We did a 35, but yeah.
30 too many.
32. Here comes Foursquare trying to get around Colton, trying to get back into the points. This race was supposed to be Foursquare's big race to capitalize on Malenko. Malenko's 2 points ahead of him in the points, but right now Foursquare outside the points, and right now only trying to get into this battle for 1 point. Colton and Foursquare both have DRS. Foursquare, does he send it up the inside on Colton? He does, and clears Colton. So 1 point to Foursquare's name, but he's still 1 point behind Malenko.
How many points am I behind that battle?
Like 30?
A lot. Really?
But this should be a good point stay for you to continue the way it is. As Octane has started to lose touch a little bit from Dan, but holding his own in 6th place.
I'm just chilling.
Many Things has a Haas breathing down his gearbox. That is not for a position, but we'll see how aggressive Many Things is with a lap car. We'll see how aggressive. I believe that's Ryan.
No, are you shitting me? No.
TK's gone around. He was in the points. He was in 7th, and he's gone around.
Tires are just gone.
Wasn't sure if there was any contact, but you heard it right there. Just tires.
No, I did it myself.
5.5 seconds back off of Hector is Pillars, and that is still gaining. Wild, wild. The way that Hector's is able to just gap, and into the pit lane goes Hector. I assume Pillars will follow suit, and he does. And I assume Ferrari doesn't want a double stack, though they have an about 11-second gap. We'll see if David comes in. A 5-second penalty for ignoring the blue flag for Ryan. I think he just...
I just let him by, too.
Yeah, he just let me go.
Yeah, because he was finally on my tail for me to not lose too much speed.
David racing Hector on pit exit. I don't even know if David will get to lead a lap. No, Hector comes out in front of David. Oh, that's so depressing. And a 5-second penalty for Octane for speeding into the pit lane. That is not what he needed. He had a decent points day going. Many Things going at it with Pillars. Obviously, Many Things on 14 lap old softs, and Pillars is going to bide his time knowing who he's racing. As Dan is there. Dan on many things, Dan on mediums. Dan will not pit in this round of stops. He'll probably pit later in the Grand Prix for softs. Many things on Dan. Many things probably coming to pit soon. And that'll be now.
That's why I backed out, because he turned down. I didn't know if he was trying to pit.
And David into the pit lane as well. And another caution. This is, I think, the Haas once again.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
And not a good day for Ryan. As he tries to get back going now once again. The lead Hector has now 6.5 seconds. Dan is 9.25 seconds back.
But sitting in P3.
Also on mediums, how about Pappy? He's about 19 seconds off the pace, but in P4. Foursquare on mediums, 20.5 seconds off the pace in P5. There's a Williams slow. I believe was Aiden maybe letting his drivers by. He's coming to pit lane. Oh, he has wing damage. Oh. But Foursquare in P5, 21 seconds back. We'll see how many laps he can go on these mediums. Robert in 6th place, 23 seconds off the pace on 15-lap-old mediums. And David in 7th on fresh mediums, many things A fresh mediums. As Ben into the pit lane on his softs. Isn't it amazing how Ben went from the very first pit stall in pit lane to the very last pit stall in pit lane? Colton will be racing his teammate on pit exit. Obviously, Ben on mediums and fresher by 2 laps mediums, but Big Boy had the advantage through the corner. And now we'll have the slipstream into turn 2. We'll give him room. David on Robert for 6th. I'm waiting until Foursquare goes 36 laps on mediums. Obviously, he can't do that. He has to bid for a second compound. Well, actually, he started the race on a different compound, though. Huh. Or did he? No, he didn't.
I started on mediums.
Oh, he started on right. He did start on mediums. I was trying to see because we were on lap 18 and he was on lap 16 lap old mediums. So, but he just crossed the line now. 17 lap old mediums, and we've only completed 17 laps, so that makes sense.
Yeah, mine's 25. Balanced.
As Foursquare on Pappy, trying to pile on the pressure on the racing point, but how about a good run for Pappy? Just this week, hoping his finishing position across the start-finish line is his finishing position across the start-finish line. Foursquare rolling in the S's now. He's going to have a great cut on Pappy, but he didn't. He was setting up such a great run.
Hey, how many laps am I down?
2.
2 or 3?
2.
2? So Hector's gonna let me buy him, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you only have 3 lap fresher tires in him as Ben with the fastest lap of 107.6. As Foursquare, he set Pappy up beautifully in turn 3, but Pappy's not done. He just got cleared through, I'm sorry, in turn 2, and he just got cleared through turn 3. Foursquare into P4. But here comes David as well. David on fresh mediums. What David doesn't want to do, though, is mess with these guys too much, considering he's on a different strategy. Oh, Pappy a little defensive down the front stretch, but David was already kind of down there side by side in the 1. David will clear in the 5th position. Here comes David on 4 square. This is for P4. David will clear 4 square. And now David, unless he can catch Dan, or well, he'll still get 3rd place because Dan's on a different strategy. But so right now David 4th physically, but this is what Alfa Romeo and Ferrari have been wanting for a while. They've wanted an Alfa Romeo Ferrari 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they are very content with that, and there's almost a Red Bull 5 and 6, but Pappy kind of splitting the Red Bulls. Actually, Robert on many things, looking for 7.
Octane, what position are you in?
He is in P9.
Alright, he needs to get like 1st.
He needs to get like 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, to compensate for the points that are being lost right now.
Oh yeah.
Right, but Octane on his own strategy definitely should be able to at least sniff around another 4 spots.
4? Alright, there we go.
5 or I'm sorry, 3 or 4. Actually, it looks like a little ways from Dan, so at least 3 spots.
Okay, you're just killing it for me.
I'm sorry? What about 4 square?
The 4 square is holding his own against me right now.
Yeah, and Pappy into the pit lane along with Robert. So 4 square should be pitting soon to get the full extent of the softs he's going to switch on to.
What'd you say, Hector?
So Octane already back in the P7, but Ben is coming. Ben's at P8 right now. Looking to close the 4 seconds Octane has on him. 5 seconds now. We'll see Dan and 4 square pit in the next couple laps. Dan will stay out another. And 4 square may as well. 4 square will probably just pit with Dan.
This might be one of my smoothest drives.
Yeah, just kind of sit around and let the race come to you. That's kind of what you have to do. This Austrian Grand Prix clicking off pretty quickly. If you drivers who were here last season remember last season's Austrian Grand Prix, I was not able to make that race. That was Malenko's commentary over that race.
That race was intense.
That was something else. Y'all gave Malenko a good first race to be in the boot for. Which I had just asked him to broadcast. I didn't even asked him to commentate it, which he did on his own, so props to him on that. And then he was in the booth with me, and he just got stronger after that. And he decided, you know, he belongs in the car more. Which I cannot blame him 100%. He is right now 4th or 5th in points, maybe 6th pending Foursquare. What in the world was that?
Sounded like a dirt bike.
Yeah. This dude's been driving up and down my street like since this morning, and he's finally back.
Foursquare is keeping in touch with David on 23 lap-old mediums compared to David's 8 lap-old mediums. This is wild. Oh, there's a Williams around. There's 2 cautions on the circuit.
I went wide and slow. That's why sector 1.
These tires are old.
They're about 24 laps, yeah. So we'll be coming around to 11 laps remaining in the Grand Prix whenever Hector decides to cross the start-finish line. As he is definitely having what he wants with this Grand Prix. 8.4 seconds ahead of his next closest rival, which is Pillars. And then after that, it is on from there. Dan Sauce the pit. He's 26.5 seconds back. I mean, it's wild. David is about 29 seconds back of Hector. And that is looking like he'll be 3rd place. Oh, and Dan!
Oh,
and around goes Dan! Malik will be happy to hear that one. Foursquare follows him in, and this will be a race. Dan and Foursquare.
Yeah, I blew the left rear tire.
Oh! That was a nice drift into the pit lane. But yeah, Malenko missed it. Malenko's favorite line of the season last season was an around goes Dan. And who is that guy? He can't join mid-race anyway, but... The racing on pit exit here is going to be Dan and Foursquare, Aiden the lap car there. And I believe Robert coming, he's on 4 lap-old softs. So Octane in the P5, but he can't look too soon. Ben is there. Octane trying to fend off defending series champion Ben. That is a tall task in itself. But he's still got a 2-second advantage in his back pocket to him.
Does Octane need a pit again?
He does not.
Alright, let's go Octane.
It'd be a problem if he does, because he's on 11 lap-old mediums, and I just watched drivers go 25 laps on mediums, so...
Oh yeah, he's got this.
Alright, so Foursquare is going to take these softs to the end, and to the end of next race as well. And I believe, was that Foursquare's purple sector 3? He is on it!
Yep.
Look, I mean, if you look at the gap, it's not even funny. It is Hector, then 9 seconds back is Pillars, and it is 30 seconds to David. That is wild. Those two have had what they wanted today. I mean, Hector has a whole pit stop over 3rd place. And I think Pillars does as well. They could literally pit for softs and go for fastest lap. Which I say, what else does Pillars have to lose? But you know, we'll see. You know, then he could make a mistake.
I like to point out many things is catching me right now.
And Dan, a 107.200. Or is that a 208? That is an 08. Yep, I'm blind. But also the text is pretty small.
You didn't like you talking about me.
Oh, and
Hey,
there's a
guys.
McLaren gone around.
It kind of sucks you only get the bottom text while all the drivers get that big old board that pops up.
And another speeding penalty for the McLaren. I guess he did not read the rule book and saw pit assists are off. That is the second time today for that McLaren, a speeding penalty. But many things trying to get a podium and trying to get a fabulous interview from me. It's the most important part of the podium. Octane really is holding his own, but it is down to about a second advantage he has over Ben with 7 laps to go. We ride on board with Ben trying to get a top 5 from Octane. Closing the gap more and more. Ben now on the gearbox of the Haas. Down the front straight we go. Ben will have the DRS. And look at that snake down the front straightaway. Octane trying to defend hard. Oh, and Octane gets loose. He has to keep the car on the track. He went off track a little bit, but he's sticking with Ben. But Ben has the DRS. He's got to slipstream him up the hill into turn 2. Octane now with the DRS on Ben. He's got to keep with Ben, or he's got to challenge him here into turn 3. He wants the spot. He dives up the inside. Can he make the corner? He's gone a little wide, and around he goes. No, he keeps it straight. He'll lose the spot.
Six.
Now 4 square on Octane. Peeking, 4 square was. Octane gives him room. Octane cleared back around the outside. 2 drivers racing with some respect right there, but wow, the defending Octane is doing. Oh, and almost contact. They did not make contact, but they almost did.
Better not wreck that car.
Side by side up the hill, 4 square and Octane duke it out for 7th. Octane's got the DRS. This time he better brake a little bit earlier. He'll do so he doesn't overshoot the corner.
Does Pappy have any time penalties?
Oh no, I don't keep a notebook of that.
You could check in your
race director.
Yeah, or ask Jeff.
Yeah, you can do that.
If you driver in front or driver behind, and he'll tell you if there's penalties or not.
Probably shouldn't race a non-lap down car.
And now Dan trying to catch brother Ben. What it would mean for Dan to out-duel Ben here at Austria. And then he thinks it's gone wide, throwing away his chance at a podium. Dan, he is on it. He is trying his heart out to catch Ben. Three laps remaining here, the Austrian Grand Prix. That was a huge lightning strike outside my window.
I haven't seen us for a while outside mine. Lightning outside my window.
I think the commentator needs some water.
Little bit. Wow. Holy cow! Anybody else hear that?
Oh yeah.
Was that your house?
That was thunder, yeah.
Nice.
Ah, I'm a little scared once this race is over. Ooh. Yeah, I commentated in Indianapolis 500 earlier today. Forgive me for being a little dry.
Alright, that's it. Podium's cancelled.
That's it.
Nah, I'm not canceling it. That was just louder than I anticipated. TK with the fastest lap! He's outside the top 10, so he can't get that point for it. So he just stole away a point that anybody in the top 10 could have had. And he set that line with a 107.078. So anybody in the top 10 pits for a set of softs, they could try to beat that, but I don't think there's even enough time.
Dare
So
everybody in the top 10 get default points.
there will not be a
Steal my
fastest
damn
lap
point.
point distributed, I think, for the first time since EWRL was given a fastest lap point.
Nope, I took Ben's last season.
Yeah, but didn't you finish?
No,
Did
I
you not-
wrecked out as soon as I took.
Ah.
As soon as he took
You
the
didn't make
fastest lap,
90%?
No,
Oh, no, that was Germany, I think, actually, yeah. And Ben wanted to rip your throat out.
yes, you did.
Y'all are in the same house, so that's a little different. You know, maybe saying it to somebody online. A four square is on Dan. The final lap has begun here in Austria.
Thank God.
I've never been happier to hear that.
Coming through Sector 3 now. It'll be Alfa Romeo. What is this, the 5th time this season? Does he get tired of winning?
No.
Coming through the final 2 corners for the 5th time this season, Hector will win the Austrian Grand Prix. Coming through the final 2 corners, Pillars will come to the start-finish line and finish second for the God knows how many time. He's finished second. And David, long awaited, coming through the final sector. He's just got to bring it home. 2 more corners for that Ferrari. He's backing it off, as he should. He's got a decent gap enough to do so. just make it to the start-finish line is what he's saying. A 5-second time penalty for the McLaren for an unserved penalty. And David with his second podium on the season. Many things a P4 to the start-finish line. Ben comes home P5. Off the final corner, it's a battle for 6th, but it's going to be Dan over Foursquare.
Yes, sir.
Almost had you.
Yeah, that was a good battle.
And off the final corner, it'll be Octane PA, Steven P9, but Octane a 5-second penalty, so Octane PA. Oh, Pappy out of fuel, or something happened to Pappy.
I ran out of fuel.
And Pappy got 10th.
Oh.
I couldn't run down Ben, I was trying.
Dude, I honestly just pushed as hard as I could just so I could get points.
Sometimes just what you have to do.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, good race.
Good race.
It was fun.
There's our podium finish
Really
again.
fun.
Top 3 know what to do. Just relax and lay back.
I was about to say, what? I don't know how many penalties. There's only, what, 3 penalties in the entire race?
Yeah, well, I'll look at the race director. And we'll take a look at this finishing results. I don't know. Did Octane even get points? Yeah, Octane got 9th. Robert finished 11th. I thought Octane lost his points there for an unserved penalty. But there's our
No.
results there. 16 of the 17 drivers who started got points. Oh, wow. Look at the race director. Pretty clean.
The irony.
You fucking don't know.
Fucking hell.
Alright, so next week David will DNF.
Yep. What's next week? Silverstone?
Silverstone. He'll
Good,
he'll bend a car at Maggots and Beckett's.
No, I'm not even. I'm trying to think which one's Stowe.
He's not even making it to Maggots and Beckett's.
I'm trying. Which one's Stowe? Is it the right-hander into Maggots and Beckett's?
It's a right-hander after Maggots and Beckett's.
Damn it. Going fucking Bennett in Brooklyn. That's what's gonna happen.
He ain't even gonna make it to the track.
Yeah. The car's just gonna break down.
The trailer's gonna break down. They won't know how to get the car there.
He'll be an anti-stall on the grid. Anti-stall? What the hell do you mean anti-stall?
Anti-stall. It's broken. It's broken.
He revs the car to take the formation lap, blows the engine.
Alright. Didn't know that was McLaren.
Nope.
Alright. So we'll go third, second, and first. So let's get on with it. We're joined by our third place finisher, driver of that second Ferrari, David. Another day, another podium, isn't it?
You say that now. I just gotta enjoy this one until next week.
Right on. So how was your drive today? How were you able to sneak out a podium?
Stressfully. I kept seeing that Red Bull pop up. That Red Bull getting closer every lap. Then I was sitting there worried if Ben was ever going to catch me. Don't know how the hell I wasn't benned on lap 1 when I hit the Williams.
Alright, so I mean, definitely it was Hector and Pillars running away with it. I mean, to finish over 30 seconds back, was there anything different you could have done to catch them? I mean, they nearly had 2 stops on you.
No, absolutely not. I couldn't even undercut that.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. They had nearly two stop advantage, but right, a third place finish.
Detonate those engines.
Third place finish. Did you think coming into Austria, or what were your chances you thought coming into Austria, how you would do, knowing the type of circuit it is, that it could have been kind of anyone's kind of decent race today?
I didn't expect it. That's for sure. Last season, I was wiped out on lap 1 in this race. So, to be able to survive lap 1 and come home with a podium, it's almost a win for me.
I was at a birthday dinner last season's race, so I don't necessarily recall it, but right. So a wild race. This is your second podium of the season. It is your third top 5 finish of the season. What can we expect on the rest of the season? How are you looking for Silverstone? And well, yeah.
just gotta go out and repeat in Silverstone. That's all we can do right now. Because we sure as hell ain't catching our teammate anytime soon.
Hey, don't worry, neither am I.
So we just need to go out and get a double Ferrari podium again.
All right, well, do you have any final thoughts on your podium here today?
No.
You suck.
You suck!
Well, congratulations on your third place finish. It was quite the drive, able to pretty much best of the rest. So congratulations to you on that, and good luck to you next week in Silverstone. This time, next race is Silverstone.
Don't worry, you can already put me down as DNF.
I already got it. I already got the 0. I already got the 0 with the stripe through it on the spreadsheet.
Hell yeah, Emerson knows what to do.
So the spreadsheet's gonna come out early?
for Silverstone. Alright, but yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Alright, we're joined by second place finisher, driver of the #1 Ferrari. Pillars, you got us.
Yeah, I got you there, mate.
You suck too.
Oh, that's Dan P having a little banter with Dan P, but
I have to, they're Ferraris.
Alright, but better of the Dans, how was your drive today?
Fuck you too.
Jesus. Jeez, Emerson.
Shots fired by the commentator? Okay.
Yeah, I just
Put the
shot
cocaine in the commentator's booth.
I just shot down my 2-time series champ.
Because he can't race anymore because all he can do is commentate.
No, I can't.
Ladies, man,
I can't race anymore because I'll fucking bin it 7 laps in.
Hey!
Hey, I'll fucking flame myself. You gotta do a good job if you're gonna flame me. You can't just come out with a wimp shot on me and make it
Not my
worthwhile.
teammate.
Alright, but anyway, Pillars, how was your drive today?
Quiet. Lonely. I mean, Ben obviously unfortunately spinning, it kind of left me in that position where I kill my tyres, box early, and catch Hector, or catch Hector before, or I kind of just manage the tyres, wait until it's the right time to box and take an easy P2, so took the latter. It's 18 more points in the bag, and yeah, it was quite a lonely one, to be fair.
So, I don't know if you listened to my commentary today, but I did mention it was maybe a little late in the Grand Prix anyway, but you had about a pit stop advantage on David. Did you ever consider maybe coming in and pitting for a set of softs and going for fastest lap?
I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to put myself under that much pressure in case anything goes wrong. In the last few laps of the Grand Prix, obviously I'd be on fresh tyres, but I didn't want to be struggling and making my life harder than what it had to be.
Right. Anything different you could have done to gain 10 seconds?
Go on maximum top speed, put my foot down and not worry about tyre wear, I think. But no, I don't think, I genuinely don't think there was. All week Hector's been quick, and it was kind of a matter of, you know, if the worst happens, pick up the pieces, but he obviously kept it composed and fair play to him on the win today.
Right, so another great finish. What is this? So you finished on the podium in all races but 3 this season, heading into Silverstone next week. This time, we are heading to Silverstone next week.
At least you're not getting my hopes up this week and then chopping them down again.
Joke's on us, it's really fucking Germany.
Yeah,
You're hoping it's Germany, you better keep out of the war next week or you are sacked.
Alright. So those Renaults still open, or?
A prospective Alfa Romeo, no thing.
Yeesh. The shots are being fired. Can we get Dan P and Dan P on the same team?
Yeah.
Alright, but
The DP's on the same team?
Oh!
But another second place finish. What is it going to take for you as we're getting to the halfway point at the end of next season or next week's race, what is it gonna take for you next season? What is it gonna take for you to catch that Alfa Romeo?
That is a good question. I haven't really got the answer to that one. Apart from if Hector gets ill, can't make it, somehow goes missing.
I have the shits mid race.
Well, I mean, I'm not being funny. There should be an investigation for the pre-race offload. I mean, that's why he was 10 seconds in front.
He missed pre-race weigh-in, so that's very interesting.
Unbelievable. But no, I just need to, as they say, get good. P2 just won't. P2 won't be good enough to catch him unless he likes to chuck it in the wall for me once in a while. Next week on my home Grand Prix.
You want him to do another Canada?
Canada, Japan, either.
You need Ben for Japan.
I mean, if Dylan's still wanting that offer, I'll send him $10 and we'll get shit going.
I'll gladly repeat Japan over and over again.
I love this banter.
I did cross the finish line first.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to benefit Pillars then.
But if Hector's finishing,
it depends on how far back you go.
I love this banter. All right, a great second place finish today. Any final thoughts you have on it, or any shout outs or anything?
I mean, I just want to fair play to my teammate getting P3. I mean, he lasted 100% of a race.
hey, Pillars, you're welcome for P2.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for, what was that? Just a bit too eager on the throttle? Trying to ride my ass? Or trying to see what's inside this gearbox?
I honestly have no idea. It just turned around.
I gotta say, I was surprised when I saw it, and then the stress levels went from 100 to 0.
And I had to sit there and wait for everybody to go around me.
Yeah,
that's the worst part.
Merge straight into traffic.
And then I had to pit to replace my wing and make 2 stops in the race.
And then
unfortunate. I could not catch up. There's no way. Yeah, well, he lost the fastest lap too, but he had to pit for himself, so I knew I was probably not going to get the fastest lap. But I had it for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright.
I had a good car.
I was gonna say drinks are on me for double Ferrari podium, but you're paying for your own after that.
No, they are definitely on you. You finished third, not second.
You lose.
Yeah.
Get good next week and I might buy you a pint.
Ooh. Might.
Well, he crashes out in a GB. Ain't gonna buy someone who crashes out a pint.
I love this, y'all. You guys are amazing. I want to thank everybody who's still in the party and everybody who's not, obviously, still, for showing up every week. It's a blast. For you specifically, Pillars, congratulations on the second place finish. And now, good luck to you next week in Silverstone.
Thank you.
Alright, what can we get out of our race winner here? Joined by our race winner, driver of that Alfa Romeo. Hector, another day, another win. Do you ever get tired of it? 5 wins on the season in 9 races.
Can't get tired of it, never.
What are we at, 55%? Is this what the season, 55% of the season you've won?
I'm getting tired of you winning.
and I not even to like say much, but like I've still dropped a lot of points, so I mean I'm just saying.
Alright, so talk to us about your drive today, your encounters with lap traffic, since I think those are the only cars you saw anyway.
Yeah, it's just maneuvering. I was mostly having scares during qualifying. I don't know who, there was a couple of guys. I was running up on them, I was like hoping they were just going to catch the toe. I was hoping they wouldn't move. But besides that, today for lap cars, nothing really that caught me out. in terms of lap cars. It's just like managing the car itself. Mine.
As you mentioned that, I remember back to qualifying today that Pillars was on a flyer and he caught 2 Williams in a very tight section of the track, and he split them.
All right, Emerson, chill out. I'm still upset about that.
Oh god, you little crybaby.
I don't know if anyone noticed. I didn't even go for a third run.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to anyway, but right.
I lost it on the final. I lost it on the final turn. I would have beaten him.
Yeah, but I didn't even. If I had a third run, I would have improved by 0.2 because I did a 4.2 or 0.3 in practice.
That does not mean you're going to run that in the race.
But I have.
And there were other cars on the racetrack that I had to dodge the same as you.
Well, still, you bottled it last corner. It's not my problem.
I did. Lost it by less than 1/10 of a second.
All right, so 5 wins on the season. As we head
bitching
into,
because you're fast.
or as we head into race 10,
I'm just happy to finish the race.
Are you just gonna take this next week off from the top step of the podium so you can go 50%, or what's the plan going into Silverstone?
Nah, like Sebastian Vettel says, never lift, never stop believing.
I love that. I love the fact that you're a Vettel fan, by the way, as a fellow Vettel fan.
Trash.
You're driving a Mercedes, you don't want to say that, do you?
What? Turn off equal performance, and I bet I beat him.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh yeah, no shit. He's an Alpha.
He probably still finished 3rd in the Alpha.
Yeah, he would still get top 5s in the Alpha. I don't know about wins, as many wins for sure, but he'd still get top 5s.
He'd probably finish 3rd over and over again.
And
you know what? Just give me the Ferrari, okay?
On equal performance, it'll drive the same speed. It may not drive the same, but it'll drive the same speed.
I like the handling better.
Alright, well...
Nice commentary, Emerson.
Good thing that Ferrari finished
I'm letting y'all have it. This banter's hilarious. What do you mean? I'm in...
All it is, I agree.
I'm in for the content.
I was going to sell his seat off if he didn't get on a podium today, so he's escaped the week.
he made it another week.
He's on a lap by lap count after fucking Brazil.
Bro, David's gonna single-handedly fulfill the content next week.
Facts.
This post-race interview is better than the race. I mean, what are we talking here?
Oh shit.
I don't know. There was a lot of good battles.
There was great battles in the middle of the pack. From what you could
I didn't even see them. I was so far behind.
Before this ends, I just want to say like a pat on the back and like a congrats to my teammate over here. I think he got P6 tonight, so keep that up, man. That's what I need.
More than 2 points.
I should have had that fastest lap, god damn it.
Please, I beg. These Ferraris are breaking my back.
I should have had fastest lap also, but that's disappointing.
Nah, don't worry about it. That was expected. If you put like soft like with 3 laps to the end,
yeah,
that's impossible.
So going to that, I guess we'll get one more question.
And you only beat me by 2/10.
So this is the first time
You only beat me by 6/10.
This is the first time your teammates finished higher than 9th since Russia. That's the second race of the season. How does that make you feel?
Shut up, you asshole.
How does that make you feel? On the outlook
I've won 2 races since then.
On the outlook of
so is Pillars.
Alfa Romeo on the constructors.
It looks like it's a battle between a Mercedes, an Alfa, and a Ferrari.
No, it's a Mercedes, 1.5 Alphas, and 3 Ferraris.
3 Ferraris.
Where are you getting 3 Ferraris from?
Because you're outscoring both of us.
Well, don't fuck about, boys.
Well, as long as he's got David on a tow truck by the 5th corner of the first lap next week.
That's all that went through my head through the first lap is when's he going to crash? There's a big king is retired from the session going to come up.
You know that picture of that picture of Lewis Hamilton and then this Valtteri on like little like a dump truck with the rear gunner. That's a.
You guys are great.
You need to pay off David to take out Hector.
Pay off.
Yeah.
Pay off Dylan.
Well,
you
he
mean?
has to be in front first.
No, he doesn't. He can wait for you.
He can just put an anti-stall on the grid, or he can torpedo. But you just have to put on.
He does qualify far enough up to make it to where he can run into you.
Torpedo.
Yeah, he qualifies top 5.
Just saying. It could be like a payment method for this Ferrari to win the championship by just taking out the Alpha every race. This is how David. This is how you save your ride.
Well, I mean, at least Dan's qualifying up high, so
I have an alternate
something can
idea.
happen there.
Yes, many things.
I was gonna say the Alpha would fight back and take out pillars.
We could pay someone in
Who's
the
gonna
back.
take out me? What?
Hey, that sounds good to me. I'll just win.
I was about to say,
Okay.
if you pay David, I'm just gonna take you out with me.
All right, boys. We're gonna go ahead and end it. We're gonna go ahead and end it here because the Coca-Cola 600 just got done with their 1 hour and 38-minute rain delay. They're on lap 58. They're getting ready to go green. So we will see you on the other side. We'll see you next week at Silverstone. Thank you all for watching. This banter here at the end of the Grand Prix was amazing. Hopefully we can get some more of it next week. But yeah.
Later, guys.
See y'all next week. Y'all stay safe.
Yeah.
All right.